When closing a project or phase, the key activities you will perform include acceptance of deliverables, administrative closure, and assessing project success. When performing these activities, you may utilize expert judgment, analytical techniques, and meetings. Since you should be fairly familiar with these tools and techniques by now, it's just helpful to keep in mind that they play an important role in the closing processes. One of the main activities carried out during the close project or phase process is ensuring the acceptance of deliverables. This involves meeting with stakeholders such as members of the project team, the customer, and support personnel, either in person or over the phone, to confirm that all acceptance criteria have been met. You also need to confirm that the deliverable has been accepted by the customer and that all product sign-offs have been completed. Administrative closure involves ensuring all the necessary paperwork is completed and properly archived. These documents include customer or sponsor sign-offs, finalized project files, and other project or phase records. During administrative closure, you also gather lessons learned and archive project information for future use by the organization. How should project managers handle the situation if a project is canceled or closed early? If a project is terminated, it's critical to document all information about it. This information may be needed if the project is reopened or if a similar project is started at a later date. For this reason, the administrative closure activity should be completed. If a project is canceled or closed early, it is important that you investigate and document the reasons why. Reasons for early closure may include a change in business focus, technology, or legislation. There may also be changes in customer demands or in the market or business environment. Another reason for early closure is that the company may need resources to respond to a more urgent issue. The third main activity in closing a project or phase is to assess project success. Analytical techniques such as regression analysis and trend analysis may be used to compare actual project results to the planned results in the project management plan. A project manager gathers assessment information by performing any required project audits or evaluations. Typically, a group of stakeholders carry out the assessment using this information. This group reviews the project management plan and deliverables to determine the degree of the project's success. A project assessment should answer several questions. Was the quality of the product or service acceptable? Was it delivered on time and within budget? Was there adequate communication between the project manager and the team? How well did the project manager and the team perform? What revisions were added to the project? And was the documentation well presented and informative? In addition to formalizing the lessons learned document and having it incorporated into the organizational process assets, we need to move these findings and recommendations to the next level. One way to think of the differences between lessons learned and best practices is that lessons learned provide hindsight into the results that occurred in the past, whereas best practices provide foresight into how to best do things in the future. A best practice is a procedure or method that over time has proven itself to be better than any other procedure or method that's being used today to do the same thing. As best practices are used by the entire organization, they become a major part of the organizational learning for that organization. Through that organizational learning, an organization is able to continually improve both its results on project efforts as well as its overall customer satisfaction. Many best practices and continuous improvement efforts also involve using benchmarking as a tool for measurement purposes. The first step in using benchmarking is to capture and compare your organization's performance to others in the same industry, similar roles or functions, or similar processes and procedures. Identify areas where your organization falls below other similar organizations. This will also require going back and reviewing your current practices and determining what and where they could perform better. The final step is to modify your current practices to incorporate their best practices. External benchmarking compares your organization's performance to the performance of other similar companies, especially as regards both products and services provided. Because of the sensitivity and confidentiality of work done in some organizations, external benchmarking may not be possible. In these situations, internal benchmarking can be used for improvements within the organization. This could involve comparing performance between divisions, functions, or business units, possibly in different regions or countries. Comparison may also be done between various teams where the processes and results are more similar. Reviews and comparison of similar processes may often show areas where improvements are possible.